Hello, hello, my crafty friends. It's been a minute since my last video. It's been quite the summer, to put it mildly. I thought I would come on today because I know that several people have wondered where I've been over the summer and what's been going on. Some people thought we purchased a new home. Others thought I got a new craft room. And a lot of you know what's going on. I did share on Instagram when it first started happening what was going on. And so I thought it would be a good idea to come on and share a video of what has transpired since the end of May up until now. And so that's what this video is about. So where have I been? Well, starting in the beginning, on May 26th, we had a hailstorm, and I did record a quick video of it. It started coming down like little size of like peas, and just started coming down super fast. And then it quickly switched to ping pong balls, golf ball size hail. I mean, like it switched probably within a couple of minutes from pea size to a golf ball size. And so I was with my phone standing by one of our windows, and I took a video of it as it was hitting one of our back porches. And the very last hailstone to hit before I moved away from the window was a baseball size. And it continued throwing baseball size hail down to where our grass was covered with them, our yard was covered with them, and it went on. It was so incredibly loud. It sounded like people were throwing hammers at our house, and it hit the windows. It mainly hit the roof. It hit our siding of our home. And so when all was said and done, I called the insurance company. We had holes like this size of holes on our siding, a lot of cracks, and where siding had broken off around the house. And so I was just in shock. My neighbors were in shock. It was everywhere. There were tree branches down, tree limbs down, leaves everywhere, and then these large hailstones. I kept one in the freezer just because I thought, what if the insurance, our homeowner's insurance kind of questions about it? Did this really happen? But they did not, because it was a large event. And we have a garage. My car was in the garage. My husband works away from home, so his car was fine. And several of our neighbors don't have garages. Several do, but they had company. Most of the cars that were outside, not under a carport or in a garage, were completely destroyed. So when a hailstone comes down the size of a baseball, it comes down at 110 miles per hour. So it hits an object at that rate of speed, which is why it destroyed our roof. We had hailstones go through our roof, through our attic. That's how bad it was. So you've got, your shingles, you've got that tar paper, you've got the lumber, and then you've got your attic. It went all the way through. That's pretty amazing when you think about it. Several of them did that. And so even now, a neighbor across the street is one of the last neighbors to get the new roof installed. Most of my neighbors around me have had their roofs installed, siding on their house replaced, and work in their home done. So what happened with us is that it didn't rain for a few days. So I called the insurance agent, and he put me in touch with the insurance company. They started a claim, and they said, do you have any water in the house? And I said, no, I've gone around the house and I don't see anything. A few days later, it rained. Oh my goodness, that was that was a saga. So it rained in our guest room. My craft room, which I'm in right now, is connected to our guest room by a wall, an adjoining wall, which is my craft closet, and it joins onto one of the guest room walls. So it flooded. It poured down the wall. I woke my husband up. He was home during the raining event. He wasn't here when the hailstone happened, but he came like the following week. And hailstorm, I meant to say. And I said, I hear water. And he said, I think it's just the rain going down the gutters. I said, no, it sounds like it's in the house. Sure enough, we put our head up against the wall, the one that joins the craft room and the guest room, and you could hear the water pouring into that wall from the attic. So it flooded the two rooms with water under the flooring, and when you would step on the flooring, the water would come up. It would seep up. So we called a remediation team or a mediation team, they're called both, local to our area, and they came and they had to remove the flooring, remove walls, and dry everything out with large dehydrators. They had to remove insulation, walls. They had to go under the house with these dehydrators, heaven's sake, dehumidifiers, and these are like industrial size. And then huge fans. So they put them under the house, in the attic, because we had water coming into our garage from the roof and into these two rooms, and also in our utility room. So that was 4 rooms that have water. So my husband, when we moved into our home, he installed seamless flooring in the bedrooms and down the hall in the living room. So we have, of course, seamless flooring in the craft room and then the guest room. So all of the seamless flooring had to be removed because you can't just take out part. And so they had to remove all the flooring. Before I get to that, it flooded 2 more times. Even though they had tarped the roof, the waters came in because we had a really bad storm, and it literally lifted the tarps up and poured right back down. And so we had water again, and a few days later, and they came back out and tarped again, and a few days later, water again. That 3rd time they came out and tarped almost the entire roof. We hired a roofing company right off the bat. They were not like doing a good deal. And so we ended up having to hire another company. They came out really quick, replaced the roof, but they had to replace a lot of the lumber because it was literally molded and just destroyed, you know. It was, yeah, they had to replace a lot of the lumber. And then the new roof was put on and it looks really good. And now we're waiting to get the siding and the gutters replaced, as well as our garage door will be replaced, and the frame, because it just banged up our garage door and the frame. And we have a really good garage door, so it's amazing that it just took a beating. So they've got to replace all of that. I think that's going to happen either next week or the following week. And hopefully the siding and the gutters will be done in a couple more weeks. And that will be it. So then we had somebody come in and they had to remove mold, because even though they dried everything out, that water starts, you know, microbes start to develop. You get mold. And so they did mold remediation, and they spray this stuff that's safe for humans and animals, but it leaves this powder over everything. Then weeks later, we had to move. So all of our belongings, my husband and I moved most of it out into the garage. My craft supplies went into my kitchen, our guest bedroom, the master bathroom, and the dining room. And my husband moved the couch into the dining room, and that's where I slept for 2 months, on the couch. So it took them a while to finally get out here, and that was because they have so many homes that were in the same situation as us. And, they can only do so much. And also the insurance, back and forth, what they'll pay, what they won't pay, the estimates. That takes a long time. And in the meantime, I'm living in my kitchen and my dining room. And my husband put our TV in the living room so I could, watch TV. And it was quite a time. But praise the Lord, we were still able to stay in our home. Our home wasn't destroyed, so that was good. I was still able to cook and do laundry and, watch some TV here and there, and then sleep on the couch. So they finally came in. One contractor came in and he rebuilt the walls and did tape and texture, and then put the insulation up in the attic and the insulation in the walls, sprayed all that. And then another contractor came in and he did the flooring. So he had to take out all our flooring, and then the flooring that we had, I shared a picture of it, that we had installed. I shared a picture of that on Instagram. It was not as thick as our previous floor, so they had flooring, so they had to put a quarter round on all the baseboard trim where this new flooring was. And so the guy that did the walls and repainted my craft room closet, because it had holes all over, so they had to restore the craft room closet, repaint it. He put the wrong color of paint. He put a yellow pink instead of this really pale pink. So my husband's like, I'll redo your craft room for you. And the tape and texture, we have really almost invisible tape and texture on our walls. It's so small. You can't, you have to really get up close to it. This guy that did the tape and texture, I don't know what he was doing, but it's huge. And so it's all wrong. And they were going to send in another contractor to fix it. And we said, no, that's okay. If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. The flooring guy, the trim work, he literally cracked open all the baseboard trim that my husband had painted and installed when we first moved in. He cracked it and scuffed it up and cut it up, putting this other trim, and never even painted, never fixed. So when the project manager walked through, he saw it, and he saw what a poor job it was, and they're going to cut us a check. They said, we can't rightfully take this. We can send more contractors and to fix this. And again, my husband, he was home last weekend when the project manager walked through, and he said, no, I would rather do it myself. Again, if you want something done right, do it yourself. My husband painted my craft room, and this is the color. It is called, upside down. I think it's Sherwin-Williams. No, this says Valspar, but we got it in Sherwin-Williams paint. So it's called Pink Mist. So this is what he painted the whole room. He cleaned, I have this shelf running all over most of my craft room. He cleaned that shelf off. He cleaned the fans. I had to wash down all the baseboards. All the transition trim that the guy put between our tile floor and the new flooring, most of it was done incorrectly. My husband will have to replace that. And then we're going to have to paint all the trim. He could not get to it. He painted the master bedroom just because that was something we had wanted done. So we figured since all the furniture was out of the rooms, let's paint the rooms. So that's what we did over the weekend, and we got all the furniture back in. I don't have a bunch of things hung up on the wall. I'm still organizing things, and especially in my craft room. And I had my husband put the furniture in a little bit different in my craft room, thinking it would work better this way. Wah wah, it doesn't. So when he comes home at the end of this month, we're going to have to move it back to the way it was originally. And that's fine, because it worked better that way. I thought I would try something different, but it's just the flow is not working at all. So we'll get that taken care of. He'll hang up my ink storage units and my wallpaper storage unit. He'll hang that up. But for right now, I'm going to craft. I'm going to craft. Hallelujah. Oh, you guys, I have missed this beautiful, wonderful, glorious hobby of paper crafting. So I'm going to start making autumn cards. And that's what I'm going to start doing. When I have those done, I will start in on my Christmas card making. Come the new year, I'll jump back into scrapbooking. Then I'll make some spring cards. I miss card making so much. I kind of lost the desire to make cards at all. I mean, it totally vanished. And this a little over 3 month hiatus, forced hiatus by Mother Nature, made me realize how much I miss it, so it came back. That crafting desire came back in spades. So that is where I am. And I just put these 2 cards here that I've made. Magnolia Tilda Images. She's my favorite. I think I painted this one, and I Copic colored that one. So I'm so excited, you guys, to be crafting again. Yay! And yeah, I even did some shopping. Not too much. I didn't go too crazy, but I bought a couple of fall goodies and a new Spellbinder guillotine trimmer, a small one, because I needed that. And I did buy the new Tim Holtz, his latest color. His last color, I think it was Scorched Timber. I bought that. So yeah, not a whole lot. I didn't go crazy. Now, last year, I bought items from the Greetery that I never used, some of their autumn items, so I'm going to use those this autumn and make some cards. So that is where I am. One more thing. My husband went to the doctor. He was feeling really poorly. This has nothing to do with our home, but I just thought I'd put this in here. My husband was feeling really poorly, so he went to the doctor. He's working in North Carolina, so he went to a doctor there, and they diagnosed him as being pre-diabetic. So I said, let's get rid of sugar. I'm joining you on this. So we have gotten rid of sugar completely. Cane sugar, beet sugar, all of that. It's surprising how much sugar they put in products that you would never think sugar needed to be added. So we mainly eat whole foods. We eat a lot of salads. We eat fish, salmon. We eat meat, chicken, lean meat. We eat beef and some fruits. We're trying to stay low glycemic, because that way to keep his glucose levels down. So I'm doing it with him. I have lost 25 pounds, and I'm walking and I'm doing intermittent fasting. He's lost weight. He wasn't overweight. He says he was. If he was, it might have been maybe 10 pounds, because he's always walking. He's always on the go on his job. And so he's lost whatever little excess weight that he had. He's feeling great. And so yeah, that's wonderful. That's been a new addition to our life, is just eating healthy. I feel incredible. I'm sleeping wonderfully. I'm getting up, I'm walking, and I've been a walker for most of my life. I'll say a large part of my life. I went for years without doing anything when I had thyroid disease and cancer, but I'm back at it. I'm loving it. I'm thriving, and I am ready to craft. Praise the Lord. All right. I miss you, my friends. I hope that you watch this video, and if you enjoy it, that you'll give it a thumbs up. And if you don't like it, rather than being you know, a Debbie Downer and giving me a thumbs down. Just pass on by. That's a good thing. All right. God bless.